So let's take a look at. I have like 5 or 6 games, but we probably don't have time for all of that, and you probably get bored. So okay, let me show you my game actually. A small story behind the game, like what kind of game it is. I've been practicing Go a little bit, just to kind of keep myself in shape. And as I kind of practice, I've registered on Tygem because I lost my account a long time ago. I was playing on Fox before, so I've registered on Tygem to try and play faster games because my strength is it lies primarily in slow games. As you know, I'm a very slow paced player. I take my time. 45-second byo-yomi. That's a very very fast byo-yomi. It's not enough for me. Even a 1-minute byo-yomi might not be enough. So very slow. And to kind of practice and force myself to play a little faster, to force my brain to work faster, I started playing from the ground up, from 3 done, and I'm going up, and I'm playing only fast games. It's like maybe 5 minutes basic time, and then 20-second byo-yomi, which is crazy for me. It's easy. It's like blitz. And I'm trying to still force myself to play nice moves, not to mess up too much. And this is one of those games. It's 3 done Tygem against me. And I guess you will guess what color I'm playing. Let's take a look. You will notice that this is the thing with a lot of Tygem and Fox players, because a lot of people there are very aggressive, and that means that they will disregard. They will leave a lot of their weaknesses undefended. And what you need to do very often is just realize that, okay, my opponent just left a weakness, and he was not supposed to do that. I just separate. I just cut here calmly, and now he has 2 groups. Okay, I attack this one, and then I attack that one, and then this one, and that one. Oh, he has another group. Oh, let's attack the 3rd one. And that's basically how the game goes. I mean, once you get into 5, 6 duns, it's not so easy anymore. But like 1, 2, 3, 4 done Tygem and Fox, it's kind of the same, that kind of thing. Let's take a look. Ooh, double Moku Hazushi. Of course, that I'm playing black here, and that's kind of what I love to do. Approach here, play a very simple Joseki, and then, ooh, what is that? I don't know, but I want to find out. I'm playing this. It's a very cocky move. You can tell. Like I'm inviting White to say to come here and invade. Of course, if White just plays a move like this one, I'm gonna be happy. Right? I'm just gonna maybe enclose the corner, maybe do something, I don't know, here. But of course, I'm thinking that at this point, immediately, White, all those players are very aggressive. He's gonna say, oh, "I'm jumping in," and of course they do. They jump in, but like this. Which is okay. This is not Joseki, but according to Katago, this is actually not a very big mistake. It's just loses a tiny fraction of a percent. Not bad, because it's hard to punish here. Of course, I block like this, and then I decide to Hane. Blocking the corner is fine too, but okay. Jump, and again, the best option here would probably just take the corner, but I go for this to put more pressure on the White stones. White takes the corner, I extend. Another invasion. Ooh, so much power. This one, jump, and of course, this is exactly what I'm trying to get. Now, White has a weak group, and all I have to do is just keep taking points while the group is still unsettled. So I just take the points. White jumps. And actually, where would you play next? Let me ask you. Let me give you some versions here, some options. So let's say A, B, C, D, E. All right, 5 moves. Where would you play? There's a move that Katago considers to be the best, and I didn't put it here because it's not the most obvious one, and it's not the move that I was trying to. Again, I was trying to play for moyos and not for taking points, simply. Okay, so B. B wins, and indeed B was what I played in the game. And B is is a pretty good move. It's not the best. I think Katago says that maybe even here is better, but I'm not sure. B is a very nice because it's actually Sente. It's threatening to cut off the stones. So it's building the top, and it's putting pressure on the white stones. It's not allowing white to make some shape here, and it kind of pushes white in this direction. It says, white, you need to get connected. Otherwise, if you ignore, then I will cut it off. Very simple. So white has to push, and I extend. I get my points. Now, this is a thank you move. White doesn't have to push here, but white does. Okay. White extends. So I blocked here, which is, again, not... It is definitely possible to just get the top, more top like this. But I was thinking, I want to get the points in the corner because I'm not letting white live easily. Because if I play here and white blocks, then white is alive. White takes the corner, white lives, too easy. So I thought, and about other options here. Wait, I didn't talk about other options. This move, it's kind of gote. It doesn't really threaten anything. And of course, it allows white a chance to, start playing anything here, for example, to make some shape. And in the same way, every other move. This one, again, not really making a lot of points and allowing white to settle the shape easily. Invasion, probably a little too early. And besides, this invasion doesn't really threaten the corner. The corner is already alive, so if white was really weak here, maybe. But white is not so weak. Okay. This is where white is starting to kind of have some problems, because when I see this move, I'm just so happy, so happy. Connect. And white plays like this. And now my job is simple. I'm just saying that, okay, white is trying to create two groups. White is trying to live at the top and to settle the stones. And my job is now to separate and attack. So, by the way, where would you play next? I'm not going to give you any points. Just give me a coordinate. Where would you play next as black? There's probably I think Katago says that this is the only move. Mr. Serial saying L13, okay. K16 maybe. Oh. Yeah, I can't say that I didn't think about that. I mean, I thought about this, but my thinking was that, okay, come on. Black has these 4 stones. I have 4 stones, okay? 4 stones. If I only had 2, maybe I would think about making this move, which is a very nice connection. Yeah, I know. But I was thinking, I have 4 stones. Come on. I gotta play something more than that. I have more strength, so I should be bolder. I should be, I mean, playing a corner approach. Sure. But I felt that right now is the time to separate. White is still out in the center, but I felt that this move, and Mr. Serial was correct. This is the only move that Katago suggests here. The only correct move. Just separate the stones, because now the top is looking very, very nice, and white is still under pressure. And this is exactly where my heart is starting to beat faster, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is really going good for me. White is trying to save 2 groups, and this is where you know that this is overplay. So when you see that, you should be. This is where this understanding of balance, that having only one group at the start of the game may be okay. If white only has this one group, it would be better not to have a single weak group right now. But okay, having one, fine. But if white decides to make 2, that's definitely not going to be good. So I push, white pushes, I cut, white jumps, and at this point it will be totally fine to play something like, maybe something like this, to cover those stones, get the top, And yeah, and it's already punishment enough. Get a lot of points at the top. It would be difficult for white to maneuver there. And the stones on the right, they're not quite settled yet. But I thought, I have time for that. Let me disconnect the stones first. Attach. Definitely not the best move. Katago says, no. But I was thinking, I'm going to separate white. Just make sure that white doesn't get a connection like this. White played another move, and I attack. White jumps, disconnect. White jumps, hane. Now, peep. Here. This is sente. White cuts, and I cut. And after this, Atari, here's what we have. I'm not going to show you the whole game. The whole game ended in maybe some more 40 moves or something. But this is what happens. White has a group at the top, which is cut off. And the groups, the squared stones at the top that are cut off. And the triangled stones at the bottom that are also cut off. And if white manages to live with the top stones, which is fine, then it means that the bottom stones are probably going to die. And I know that my circle stones here at the top, they're still not dead. It's not like white killed them. And there's still an option for me to, like, for example, after this, let's say we pass. Black could still play here to connect back. Black could still play something like that to jump out. So there's still, it's not going to be easy for white to just swallow those stones and capture them. So the single stone on M15 doesn't feel like a group to me. Yeah, but white made it a group. It was a stone that was just there, and I wanted to cut it off and get the points. But then white decided to add more stones, and now it became a fight between two groups. And this is a picture, a very, very typical picture that you will see on Tygem very often, and on Fox as well, in this lower tier. Just play you play carefully, and you wait for a chance when your opponent decides to, I'm gonna create more cutting points. I'm gonna try to hane here and create 3 cutting points, and then you just say, okay, you can't do that. Cut, and you would start attacking them separately one by one. That's kind of how it goes. Do you show games only in which you are not mistaken? I only showed one game. This is come on, Anton. This is like the first game ever that I show that I played and I show on stream. And yeah, I win this game, but right now I'm playing against 3 Dom players, which is kind of, the odds are slightly in my favor. Right now it's 13-0. The score is I've won 13 games and I haven't lost any. But I'm sure that once I get to like 4 or 5 done, and I keep on playing those fast 20-second byo-yomi games, I'm gonna start losing. I'm sure of that. Q8 was a big mistake by Kata, so Q8. Oh, yeah, it's a big mistake. Yeah, it's a big mistake. I know. But like I said, it's there are mistakes that are like game-losing mistakes that create 2 groups that will be attacked for the next 70 moves. That kind of mistakes, or mistakes that make sure you lose a group and it only has 1 eye and it dies. That kind of mistakes, or not responding to a hane at the head of 2 stones and allowing your opponent to play it. That's the kind of mistake that just is just feels so bad, and it's easy to fix. But this kind of attachment, it feels like black is already kind of feeling so comfortable here in this position, and this attachment, yeah, it's like a 4-point mistake or something. But it doesn't really feel like white has an easy way of punishing it. So yeah, I realized that disconnecting was probably an overplay, but it was just I don't know, my style or something, just trying to disconnect. Catago is just playing very mathematically sometimes, just saying, hey, no need to disconnect, no need to fight, just take the points. Just take the points and you win by 7.5. But yeah, I like to fight. I looked through a couple of my games and I thought, which game should I show? And there are no games that are, even though I'm playing against 3 Duns, but because it's 20 seconds, all those games have mistakes on my part as well. I win them, but they're full of mistakes. This move was an overplay. This was too much. This is my trying to fight too much. Once again, my idea was that not every mistake is there for you to necessarily punish it. Some mistakes are just the computer is going to tell you that it's a 3-point mistake, but in fact it's just a matter of style. Sometimes nobody makes, according to Catago, nobody plays a perfect game. So even if you take, I'm sure that even if you take some games of our top European professionals, and this is the best level of play we have in Europe. Some games of Pavel or Mateusz or Alexander Dinnerstein or any of those people, and those games, they're very, very strong players. And if you take their games and if you put them into Catago, you will see that they make mistakes all the time. So and it doesn't mean that they make a mistake, it can be punished and immediately his game is going to collapse. No, it's just that it was a small mistake. It could be punished in a slight way, and it just leads to a slightly disadvantageous position for that person. So we were talking primarily about the mistakes that are really punishable. Like either they're slow and passive, and you need to just understand that this is a slow move. I don't respond to it, and this is already punishment. Or some moves that can be just, cut off, separated. Like you just feel that this is not fair. This is not fair. This is an overplay. He wants too much. Oh no! I can't let him do that. I'm gonna cut right now, and this has to be a fight. And this fight is going to be favorable for me. Oh yes. By the way, you can also watch these lessons on our platform, gomagic.org. Except there, you'll watch them with interactive quizzes right within the lessons and practical exercises right after them. And if you enjoy watching these Go videos and you don't want to miss others like this one, go smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and this is Go Magic.